Yeah, thank you.
Some snapped.
Thank you, sir.
Do what? Get him low. Get him low. We got a freeze and already the bridge bombing with it.
It's such a fun feeling with a nice camera and a really nice tripod standing right next to the
That's a
road.
little scary, right? If one of these guys
Yeah,
pops up
swerve.
there,
I'm just going to have to go, whoa! That's not a fun feeling.
Jump out in front, sacrifice yourself, whatever.
Save the equipment.
It's neat on camera. You want a state safe shopper? No?
And I've heard I've always missed out on some really good stuff too.
I was helping a buddy out right up the road today. That's why I was helping him out. The state sale he's putting on. Pretty cool stuff right there.
See,
We're doing it again tomorrow.
I got ticked. I was working in again. I'd opened an applicator not too long ago, and it was Train had brought their own camera crew right next to the mixed position from where I was shooting. They had a
awful stuff right there, buddy. That would have been next level. They block the level. Just block the level. You need help? You up? No, we're good. Hurry up! Hurry up!
Yeah, hurry up, hurry up.
Just the lighting. We'll describe the lighting since our drone covers what we're going to do. That was supposed to be. ready, Jason?
Hey, somebody's got to cue us.
Good afternoon, I'm Brandon Dawkins with the Trussville Tribune. Welcome to the Trussville Tribune's live broadcast of the Trussville Christmas Parade. This live broadcast is sponsored by Trinity Contractors, and as always, Tribune Digital Media is fueled by Trussville Gas and Water. I'm joined today with Tribune publisher Scott Buttram. Hey, Scott, we're
Hey,
back.
Brandon,
after
how
doing
are
the
you?
Homecoming Parade. Good, how are you today?
I'm back. I'm ready for this. Excited about it.
Me too. We've got a lot of people out here on the streets today, and the parade is headed down US 11 in our direction.
I think
So-
they've just made the turn from Parkway onto Main Street, so we'll see the parade activities happening pretty quickly.
That's right. I was looking at our list. We have 90 floats in the parade.
90
That's
floats.
Really incredible.
The Christmas parade's always great.
It is.
And we need to talk a little bit about our streaming sponsor, Trinity Contractors. We're headed into the winter months, so it doesn't feel like it today in this
doesn't today.
great 70-degree weather for our Christmas parade. But heating, cooling, plumbing, they do it all. Trinity Contractors is your one-stop service. And Gene Jones, Amy Jones, DJ, Chris, all those guys are great to the Tribune, great to the Trussville community, and we're really proud to have them for the second year in a row as our live streaming sponsor.
And we really appreciate them because they also sponsor our studio. When
They
we do
do.
our newscast. every day.
They're our
So-
news studio sponsor, and as you mentioned a minute ago, Trussville Gas and Water fuels all Tribune digital media, and we wouldn't be here without both of those two businesses, and we really appreciate their
And
support.
that makes a big difference for us to be able to bring
That's
this
right.
to the people who couldn't make it out today, but who can open their computers
It is.
and see their kids in the parade.
It is, and I will tell you, last year, after we live streamed the parade, we got emails, Facebook messages, text messages for days from grandparents in Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, all over the country that said, I've never been able to see my grandchild or my child in the parade, and we watched it on TrussvilleTribune.com,
What a
and
great
it was such a
opportunity.
cool thing. So
Yes.
yeah.
We're happy to be able to do it, and we do
That's
appreciate
right.
Trinity and Trussville Gas and Water.
Well, just another opportunity for the Tribune also to reach beyond our boundaries
That's
and
right.
beyond the three great communities that we serve in Trussville, Clay, and Pinson. So that's always fun.
It is. Let's talk a little bit about these sponsors today too.
Yes, let's do.
And they are specifically, remind me, we've got about 12
Yes,
right here.
we do.
And starting with, you want me to just read?
Yeah, why don't you just go
Okay.
through the list, because we've got quite a few. Maybe we can get them in before the sirens blare
We've
us
got
out.
Discount Warehouse. We've got the Three-Eared Rabbit, which is just right here
Right,
across the corner
and
from
Discount
us.
Warehouse is on the other end of Main Avenue.
Okay. And a lot of us love to eat at the Three-Eared Rabbit.
It's awesome.
Alabama Orthopedic Surgeons, who are building the really fantastic, have built the new building kind of down US 11, right?
I think so.
And then we've got Complete Cleaners, who does a lot for the Tribune, and we
They
really
do.
appreciate their
Another
service.
big sponsor of Tribune Online.
Nona Ruth, who's owned by Mary Robertson, and she does a beautiful job of home decor. Nelms Pharmacy, who is one of our local independent.
Do you know anything about Nelms Pharmacy?
I know.
Is there is there a connection there, a
Full
personal
disclosure,
connection?
My sister and brother-in-law own Nelms Pharmacy. They have a float in the parade today. We'll be seeing more of them. Emergency Pet Care.
Yeah.
Also owned by a dear friend of mine, Jill Crosby.
It's a great business.
It is a great business, and we used to have to drive all the way across town for that kind of
Right,
service.
that's right. We
Now it's here in
did that
Trussville.
before.
Right.
Lori
it's
and
a
I had to
scary
make one of
thing.
those midnight trips.
That's right, and we're so fortunate to have her here. The straw hat, which
Yes.
a lot of us women
Trussville
love.
staple on
That's
the corner, right across from the Tribune
Right.
Studios.
Agnew Jewelers, who's been, that's a long time.
Jimmy
Trussville
Agnew has been
business.
here forever, does a great job.
Mike and Mike's Auto,
Yeah, they're fairly new to Main Street. A great business right next to Shirley's Florist.
that's right. Cahaba Cycle, which we really appreciate having
Yeah.
in this community.
We do.
They bring just really fantastic business here.
And by the way, that's a great Christmas stop.
Yes.
If you're looking
Yes,
for
it is.
presents for young people
And add a
or
service
active
like
older
for
people.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Trussville Pediatric Dentistry, And
Yeah.
we have ERS Construction and Equipment Sales, City Council.
Yeah, we've got, let me talk a minute
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
ERS. We are sitting on an ERS trailer. They supplied that for us. They're located behind Amerex. They do equipment rentals, but more so than rentals, they're moving to construction equipment sales. Great business. A lot of people go downtown to different businesses that do that. You don't have to leave Trussville for that
They're
anymore.
right
ERS
here.
is great, right? Who's also across the street from our
That's right.
office.
And Moe's Barbecue right here close to
Moe's
us as
Barbecue,
well.
and let me tell you, got our Thanksgiving turkey from Moe's Barbecue,
did.
whole smoked turkey. We're doing it again for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
They're awesome.
Wow, we have enjoyed the kids' night on
Yeah.
Tuesday nights.
And you know, Moe's was recently, along with Jim and Nick's, Moe's was named one of the top 10 barbecue franchises in the entire country.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that, but I can understand why.
Well, it originated in Vail, Colorado, but it was started by 3 guys from Alabama. I grew up with one of them, Mike Fernandez, a very old and dear friend of mine. In fact, his dad and my dad were very dear friends forever.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
And
cool
we're so
stuff.
lucky to have them right here in Trussville.
Well, you know, if it's great barbecue, it started in Alabama.
That's true. Good point. And now these people that we just talked about, they sponsored, remind me, they were our website sponsors for today, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. Well, these are all
Clarify
these are all parade sponsors.
parade sponsors.
All parade sponsors. So they're all helping sponsor. And Trinity Contractors obviously is our lead sponsor today.
Right.
Again, second year in a row they sponsored the live streaming of the Trussville Christmas Parade. Appreciate Trinity very much.
Okay. Want to make sure everybody got their due credit.
Yep.
Now we're coming up at in the beginning of the parade, where we've got the Boy Scouts of America carrying flags. This is Troop 216, and with them is Jameson Brown, Thomas Sims, Alex Carmondi, Cameron Williamson, Micah Hudson, and Matthew Hudson. And following close behind, we've got the Trussville Fire Department ladder truck. And then you know a couple of things about the historic fire truck behind them, don't you?
Yeah, well, we've got the mayor and council riding on it. I know that.
Okay.
I don't know who owns that or who redid that, but it is in virtually every parade in Trussville.
We do see it a lot.
We do, and it's a really cool thing. And I'm spotting some of our council members there. I see Anthony Montalto, I see Perry Cook. There's Brian Plant hanging off back, one of our advertisers today. And the mayor's riding shotgun, Mayor Gene Melton. There's Alan Taylor, Councilman Alan Taylor's on there. And I see Councilman Buddy Choate on the far side.
Next up, we have the snow truck by Trussville Gas and Water.
Trussville Gas and Water
To be
brought the
honest, I
snow.
thought that was going to be a piece of equipment. You know, we don't use that very often.
Well, it's Trussville Gas and Water, and they're being pulled by Courtesy. You did a great piece on Courtesy Buick GMC this week.
We enjoyed
Scott Rackstraw. Let me tell you, he said that after that video went online, toys for underprivileged children poured
Oh,
into that
good.
studio.
I'm glad to know that. They were doing a
We
great
had
job.
businesses pulled up with pickup trucks loaded with toys. This is a great community. They really stepped up.
Oh, they have done a great job. And I was so interested to know what they do for the National Guard families out at the airport, too, that you told me about. We did
Yeah.
something on that, too. They
Great
really are doing
stuff.
some great
And you know, that's something to be proud of, the way the community stepped up and got behind that.
That is. We're so lucky that the Trussville Fire Department does that fun drive for the kids in our area. They do a really good job with it, and they do a good job distributing those toys.
They do. They do. Who have we got coming up?
These are the Grand Marshals, the Hewitt Trussville High School table tennis team.
They're the Grand Marshal. Look at them.
That is
There they go. Look at there. I think, they won a state championship. Hey, these guys are champs. I love it.
It's a good looking float.
I recognized one of the Cash kids up there.
Behind them is Amerex, who is the parade sponsor for the Trussville Chamber.
Boy, Amerex is another great community business that supports this community in so many ways. Good to see those guys. They just went through a 40,000-foot expansion of the Amerex facility. You know, they're the largest fire extinguisher plant in the entire world, located right here in Trussville.
Now, behind Amorex, we have the City of Trussville. They're also a parade sponsor. And coming up behind them is Mike and Mike's Complete Auto. that we
Mike,
talked about
yeah, one of
earlier.
our
They're a
sponsors
parade
tonight. Good to
sponsor.
see Mike and Mike's. They're one of the Tribune sponsors and also the parade sponsor. Hey, all right.
I think they're throwing shirts. Good
That's
advertising,
awesome.
man.
They took good care of us. I think we both got a shirt there.
We did. And of course, the Hewitt Husky Marching Band.
Well, you know what I always say? It's not a parade till the band shows up.
Right.
I love the Marching Huskies. I think this is one of the best high school bands in the state. Obviously, I'm very, very biased. They're our kids, but they do a fantastic job. Scott Wade, Stephanie Ezel, Brandon Peters, all of them.
They do a great job, and these kids have done well in competition this year. They look fantastic as
Yeah, they make us proud. Look at these guys. They're just the best.
Our cameraman's daughter is this band also.
Yeah,
plays the flute, so-
That's right.
And behind the Husky Marching Band is the Hewitt Trussville Middle School dance team. You're seeing them go by.
Yep, the middle school dance girls. Here comes Kelly's School of Dance. Kelly Askins runs that, and boy, they do a great job. Another great Trussville business. Huge group of dancers, yes. She's actually teaching kids of mothers that she taught. You see Kelly, and it doesn't look like she's been around long enough to do that, but she is second generation now. Who do we have here?
Well, this is still,
Blaze- oh, okay.
still Miss Kelly's
Our soccer
School
group.
of Dance, but behind them will be the Dazzling Applettes.
Yep. There's more Miss Kelly's group. That's more of Miss
They have
Kelly's
a
group,
huge
yeah.
group.
Okay, these are some interesting looking guys. Toys on Christmas morning, look at that.
Good looking reindeer costumes.
Chloe, Will, Jana, and Jack. This must be Shriners. Is this Shriners?
No, it says Andy Van Racing.
Andy Van Racing.
But
They look
those guys look like
hats they're
Shriners.
wearing. Yeah. Sometimes they're slightly out of order. You just
Well,
never
with,
know.
with
Yeah, these
90
guys.
floats, I can see how
Yeah,
that
these
could
guys
happen.
are definitely Shriners. I'd recognize those hats anywhere. That's the potentate. Zamora Temple. Everybody knows where Zamora Temple is. The Golden Dome off the interstate.
I was just thinking that as well. More Shriners.
Oh, those are Shriners. I see the Shriner flags on the motorcycles. You're nicer than I am, Brandon. More Shriners are coming. There's a lot of Shriners.
Yeah,
I'm
they have a
looking down
really-
this row.
I am too. That's all I
and
can see.
Do they still call them the funny cars, or do they have another name?
I'm not really sure.
Looks
but
like
they're
golf
in a lot of
carts.
parades.
Yeah.
They have a big presence in the Veterans Day Parade downtown Birmingham.
That's the funny car. Now that's the one I was talking
Yes.
about. It seems like the Shriners always have a car like that in every parade in America. And I feel sorry for the guy on the back.
I do too. I was just thinking about him.
He,
Poor guy in the back.
He's going to need to see one of our fine chiropractors here in Trussville after today. Oh, they're going to put on a show for the camera. There you go. I don't know if riding on the back is punishment or a reward.
But that one's called Leapin' Lena.
They have the coolest cars. Look at this. The Leapin' what? Leapin' Lena?
Leapin' Lena.
Okay, so we don't allow kids to drive a golf carts like this. These guys are whipping them around. There you go. Somebody knew our cameraman, Jason
Yes, they
Bradley.
did. Okay, according to our list,
I think I still see Zamora Shriner hats. Am I wrong?
no, you're not.
The Shriners had about 72 vehicles. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's your Christmas clowns. We've got more Zamoras. Okay, the Clampetts, the Zamora Hillbillies.
Pretty interesting looking truck.
Okay, now I think we have an entry that's not a Zamora Temple entry.
Well, our list says the Trussville United Soccer Club's Blaze 04 White.
I think that's Ace
That's
Cheerleaders.
Ace Cheerleaders. And here's some more kids from Ace coming up behind them.
There's more girls from Ace, you're right. Good crowd. Now these are soccer girls.
These are the soccer girls.
So should be Blaze 02 if we're back in order. And Lee Marlowe
And-
sponsored. Yeah, that's our group right there. Missy and Mark right up front driving that truck and pulling those soccer girls. Who have we got here?
America's First Credit Union.
Yeah. And I think they were the float judges. If we've got the right group, they were the float judges for today.
That is them.
And we're going to
They're
see
back
our
to
first award-winning float coming up pretty
coming
soon.
up pretty shortly.
All right, there's our Girl Scout Group Troop 400.
And behind those young ladies is the Trussville Husky football team, the second graders.
Yeah, that's the 80-pounders. That's the 80-pounders.
And I know several of these kids, including Mr. Charlie Croson.
They do a great job with Trussville Youth Football. Good arm on that kid.
A lot of young guys.
I didn't get his number, but he almost hit our trailer with his candy. We might need to go ahead and let Josh Floyd know he's coming. Good arm on him.
Now we have Fun Times Skate Center, another
Fun Times
business
Skate Center.
Trussville.
Did you go skating when you were a kid?
Oh, are you kidding? Skate Haven?
Man, that was our social life in Trussville. I mean, in Tuscaloosa, where I grew up. All
I
night
love to
skating and
skate.
bowling. It's great to see that is still a lot of fun for kids and still popular as ever. Fun Time does a good job.
And they have a pretty impressive float.
They do. It's a good-looking float. Who's next, Brandon?
This is the Payne Primary Singers.
All right. My daughter was part of that group last year. She's moved over to the intermediate side this year. Boy, they do a great job with those kids. They'll be putting on their Christmas show very soon.
All right. Next, this should be Girl Scouts Troop 679.
There you go. That's a little larger than Troop 400 that came through with two girls.
All
All right, here is one of our top 3 floats.
This one was second place. This is Boy Scout Troop 216.
That's right. Hey, good job.
They do have a good float. And right behind them More 216. They had
Yep,
2 floats.
2 floats. Maybe that's why they won. They
Maybe
just doubled
so.
up.
They did. And next we have Serve Pro,
Yeah.
which is not somebody you want to need often, but wish
That's
you
right.
would.
That's right.
You're glad somebody does
Well, we
that.
call Paul Davis here at the Tribune because Paul Davis Restoration is who takes care of us.
All right.
There's courtesy. Who we got there? Ignite.
This is Ignite.
That's one of our
Ignite
church groups,
Girls
isn't it?
Ministry,
Yeah,
yes.
they do a good job over there.
And behind those young
Sons
ladies.
of Confederate.
That's right.
Yeah. Brent Goodwin in there. He does all of the antique gun shows at the BJCC. They do a lot of good things around the community.
And the always popular Chick-fil-A cow.
That's exactly right. O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wheels. That's coming up. That's a popular event at the BJCC every year as well.
And Polar Bear Services.
Yeah.
I just recently noticed their truck
I'm
outside
digging the
their
truck.
business.
I am digging the truck. Isn't that cool? Carol's
Carol
Pharmacy. They're our neighbors right behind us. They have a location in Trussville and Clay.
And next we've got Miss Trussville, Cassidy Tax.
Cassidy Jacks.
Jacks.
Yeah,
Cassidy
Cassidy goes to our
Jacks.
church. Lives in Springville, went to Springville High School.
And then this is Sabrina White, Miss Trussville's outstanding teen.
Yeah. Brandon, I'm going to just mention a couple of our sponsors again, and you'll see their names flashing up on the screen throughout the broadcast, but Discount Warehouse located here on Highway 11, the Three-Eared Rabbit across the street from us, and Alabama Orthopedic Surgeons. Thank all those guys for helping sponsor today, and of course Trinity Contractors as our main sponsor. Who have we got coming up?
Right now we should be on Miss Hewitt Husky Stella Jones.
Stella's a pretty one. All these girls are beautiful.
And behind her is Riley Godfrey. This is Miss Hewitt Husky's 2nd grade.
Yeah. Are these our photogenic winners for this year?
I'm not sure. This one says Miss Hewitt Husky 4th grade, Brooklyn Robbins.
That's right. Her mom's Kelly Robbins, good friend, realtor here in Trussville.
And Miss Hewitt Husky Ashton Gay. And this one's 8th grade, Miss Hewitt Husky, Izzy
Vidales?
Vidales.
Oh, we've got 2 here.
Miss Trussville Sweetheart Queens, Abby Argo and Caitlin Smith.
Yeah. Look at this car. This is pretty as the girl riding in it.
Miss Hewitt Husky 3rd grade, Lillian Grace Stanberry.
Who we got? Judge,
This is
one of our judges.
Charles Price.
Charles Price. I believe he's running for judge right now. I think I'd be riding in that Corvette.
Me too.
I want to mention again Nona Roos, Nelms, and the Emergency Pet Care. Thank them for sponsoring us. Again, you'll see their names at the bottom of the screen, and Trinity Contractors is our main sponsor for today's
really
parade.
Appreciate those parade sponsorships.
Would not be here without them. Who
This
we
is
got?
the Summit Church.
You know, little known fact, but folks at the Summit Church handled the Tribune distribution for the first 4 years that we own the Tribune.
And next up we have Nelms Pharmacy, full of my family.
We know those guys.
We've got employees, Kim Posey and Brad Price. We've got Kinley and Chase Nelms. They're the owners. They've
Now,
been open for about 2.5 years.
are the
And
red-
all the kids.
Are the red reindeer antlers genetic?
Yes, very in our family. Then we have Clean Technique.
There's
right
Clean
behind
Technique.
them.
The Nelms Bug.
The Nelms Bug.
And we just mentioned them. Also want to
they were
mention
a parade
Straw
sponsor,
Hat,
yes.
Agnew Jewelers, and Mike and Mike's. I appreciate all of those businesses sponsoring us.
And we've got a string of youth cheerleading
My
that's
gracious.
coming up. And so now might be a good time too. You can, as we get a good look at these cute cheerleaders, you can talk about some of our other parade sponsors.
Well, let's go through the rest real quick. Cahaba Cycle here on Main Street, Trussville Pediatric Dentistry, ERS Construction and Equipment Sales behind Amorex, City Councilman Brian Plant, and Moe's Barbecue here on Highway 11. We appreciate all of these businesses for
really
making
do.
this broadcast possible. Really appreciate Trinity Contractors for all they do to support Tribune Media, as well as Trussville Gas and Water, who are daily sponsors of Tribune Media. We've got several groups of cheerleaders. Here's
Yes,
the Junior
this is
3
Junior
cheerleaders.
3.
These parents volunteer with these groups. They do a great job.
They really do, because that's pretty time consuming.
Yeah, and by the time these girls make middle school, they're winning national championships
That's
here in
right.
Trussville. So we're doing something right in that youth cheerleading group to get them in that position.
This is the Junior 4 girls, and behind them it will be Senior 1
Wow.
and Senior 2.
Do they have this many guys on the football teams? That's a lot of cheerleaders. Girls find the camera, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They find
really
the camera
good
a
at
heartbeat.
it.
And I'm guessing this is yet another cheerleader group.
Yes, this is our last group. These are the Senior
You know,
2s.
we need to mention, as we sit here in 75-degree weather, Bryant Bank has a hot chocolate tent out today.
Oh.
Maybe the loneliest tent in Trussville. Melissa Jones and their group, we appreciate their attempt to bring a little ambiance to the
Yes.
Christmas parade, but I told her we're going to give you a lot of attention today with your hot chocolate and our nice balmy 75-degree.
That's right, but every Christmas parade needs some hot chocolate.
You got to have hot chocolate.
This is the Barbie Media Group,
Okay.
or La Petite Academy, to be honest. I'm not sure which one. Because
That's
now
La
we
Petite.
have,
That's La Petite that just passed
is
us
La
by,
Petite,
yeah.
okay.
And now Miss Tiny Merry Christmas. I think these are the photogenic winners. Miss Little Merry Christmas. So that's Adelaide James Jones in the first one and Renly Mack Jones in the second car. And that blue Thunderbird, holy moly, I love that. Who do we have here?
This is Miss Tiny Merry Christmas first alternate, Allie Scott Lovelady.
That's got to be the
She
first
is
possible
the
age group.
tiniest.
Look at that cutie. Look at that cutie.
And behind her we have Southern Off-Road. A little break in our princesses, and we're gonna get back to the princesses.
I see Master Tiny
Oh,
Prince
you're
coming
right.
up.
This is the little guys.
And he's a little bitty one.
This is William Eiler. And behind William is Master Little Merry Christmas, Landon Green.
Landon's riding on the roof of
He
that
is.
on that car. He looks like a guy in charge,
He
doesn't
does,
he?
he really does.
He is ready. He has already taken the royalty role.
And behind Landon is Owen Milligan. Little Merry Christmas, first alternate. Then we have Miss Merry Christmas, Emma Milligan.
Yeah, there's Emma. Here comes Daniel Parker. What did Daniel win?
He is Master Young Merry Christmas, and I know his sweet mama, Michelle.
Izzy Nero, Miss Young Merry Christmas.
Miss Young Merry Christmas. And behind Izzy,
Got
coming-
Tiny Miss Blunt County,
Let's
Natalie
see.
Smith.
yes, Alabama Southern Miss.
Yeah, Team Miss Birmingham, Madison Benson. So we got a big kid.
And Amanda Easton, who's Northeast Alabama Cinderella Teen. Got a float winner.
Yes, we do. Third
Coming
place.
up.
Third
This
place.
is Positive Choices.
Celebrating Jesus. Hey, it's nice to see us turn the focus to what Christmas is all
That's
about.
right.
Love that float. Love that float. We're back to Scouts.
Boy Scout Troop 245. I think we've got two groups of these little guys.
Yeah, 2 truckloads.
I know their mama, Rowena Healy. She does a good job with those guys, and they work real hard.
You know, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I hear Trinity contractors a half a block before they get here. Who knew G. Jones was the jam king of Trussville?
And apparently it paid off.
Yeah, it did, again.
But before we get to them, we've got Jim and Nick's.
Here comes another judge candidate, judicial candidate, I guess I should say. Burdette Brown Green and family.
Or Bridget Brown Green. More princesses coming up. City Fest pageant, Tiny Miss Queen, Carly Chandler.
Miss City Fest, okay. Now we're just going to have to relax and let Trinity contract. Before they get here, they were the #1 float in the parade,
And I see
the big winner, and our live stream sponsor.
There goes Campbell Thompson.
Campbell
Miss
Thompson,
Queen.
there you go. Mini Miss Queen.
Let everybody get a good look at the Trinity Contractors float. Well, it's just hard to beat the Grinch.
It is, and I love their music
they
choice
won.
on the Trinity
I do
Contractor
too.
float every year.
Now this-
They rock the parade.
This is Wolf Orthodontics and Orthodontics East.
Yeah. Who we got here? More Boy Scouts, I bet.
No, let's see. 52,
There's our fire
military
chief in the military Jeep there.
Russell Ledbetter, and then Boy Scout Troop 915.
Okay.
And behind him is State Farm agent Bo Murphy.
He's got a Christmassy truck. All right, now Brandon, here's the story. This is the Mayberry police car,
It is.
sponsored by the Trussville Tribune.
Oh, nice.
We entered the
We can talk
Mayberry,
about
we
that.
did, we love it. We're really proud to have those guys in. They have been in numerous Trussville parades through the years. They had not been in for a while. We heard about it and we wanted these guys in. We heard from our friends at Trussville Gas and Water that they wanted to be back in the parade, so the Tribune sponsored them. You gotta love that.
You do have to love that. That looks fantastic. And behind the Mayberry Fire Department car is the Trussville Area Chamber of Commerce
It's our ambassadors. There's Melissa Jones. I don't know why she's not drinking hot chocolate right now. From Bryant Bank. Trussville Fire and
bringing
Rescue.
up the rear.
Hey, you
is
know
the
what?
City ambulance.
You hope you never need
And-
these guys, but if you do,
We're glad that they're there.
they're awesome. Our house burned down one year, and we appreciate Trussville Fire and Rescue very much.
And last but definitely not least,
Who we got? Oh, the big guy, the jolly guy. There's
Santa
Santa Claus,
himself.
folks, and he's looking good,
he does look good
for his age.
That's
I mean, what is he, about 900, 1900,
at least
2900?
looking pretty lean too.
He's been around a while. Merry Christmas and ho, ho, ho.
Well, Scott, as always, it was a really fantastic Trussville Christmas parade.
It was. I love the Christmas parade. It's one of the best things we do in
It
our
really
community.
is. Some weird weather this year, but let's thank Trinity Contractors again for being our parade
We wouldn't
sponsor,
be here
letting
without
us,
Trinity
that's right, letting us do this.
and Trussville Gas and Water for fueling Tribune Media every single day. And that's the thing about Trinity. Not only do they step in and sponsor this parade, but they sponsor our news studio every day, your broadcast, your
They
evening
do.
news and weather every night.
Possible.
Those businesses allow us to bring it to the community and the great cities we cover in Trussville, Clay, and Pinson. So this is the fun part about living in a small town.
It is, it is. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we hope you have a great evening.
Are we on? Okay. We never know how long to grin.
I'm so sorry that I didn't know. I couldn't remember. I thought